All right, I'm going back together with this Ultima ignition on this Sportster. Couple of things I noticed. The VOEF switch was broken, like the insert where the plug goes in, so it wasn't hitting anything. That too, and whoever put this ignition system on, they never had the wires for the VOES hooked up anyway. They were just running. They were just cut and taped up in the harness. So it wasn't going to work anyway, which means the thing was running retarded all the time, full retard. So it don't go full retard. It went full retard mode. So I'm just fixing the harness here, and I'm not putting the VOS back on there because the one I got ain't no good. And the good one I had off of this bike, I used on the other one because it wasn't working. So all you got to do is to run it in the advanced mode is grab the purple wire and run it to ground somewhere. Now I'm running this down. I've already soldered this piece of wire here. Remember, crimp, using the crimp-on connector, but I also soldered the crimp-on connectors too, so that's better, and just soldered this wire here. And we're just going to run it down the frame here and go to the top regulator bolt because it's right there, easy access to it. And that's about it. So if you ground the purple wire, you'll be good to go. And then just set your curves where you want them. I always start off on curve 1 because it brings the advance in quickest. And what you'll find is on the advanced curves, you know, some people will tell you, oh, you need to start off in curve 4 because whatever reason. So you're starting off even more retarded in curve 4 because that brings in the advance slower. If you put it on pretty much stock bike, which other than cams, this thing's pretty stock, and ported heads, not really high compression, so we aren't going to have a problem with detonation. But if you find that you're detonating on curve 1, you know, you can switch it to curve 2, or you can just retard the timing on the plate a couple of degrees. Either way. So extremely adjustable with these ignitions, not just Ultima, but, you know, Dyna, whoever, Crane High 4, S&S High 4, whatever. Extremely adjustable with the nose cone ignitions. So just remember, ground the purple wire. The pink wire is for the tack, which should be fine with this ignition system. We'll see. If you do have a problem running a single fire on a tack, like you hook the tack up, you hook everything back up, and the tack reads half, like say it's supposed to be idling at 1,000 and it's idling at 500, even though it says it's idling at, even though it feels like it's idling at 1,000. The tack signal ain't right. So what you do there is what we used to do is take 2 wires, or take a wire off of the front cylinder and take the wire off the rear cylinder. Run 2 pieces of wire out and then add 2 diodes to them. And the diodes are going to come together on the diode side with a little arrow pointing out. You're going to crimp those together and then run a wire to your tack. It's going to cut the signal in 2. So you get your tack will read right. And I'm sure they probably built this into the plate here because they do have a separate wire for the tack. I'm thinking they do anyway. Could be wrong. I haven't run a tack on this bike, so we'll find out when we get it all back together and put a tack on it, whether we need to or not. And I'll do a separate video on that later. But that's pretty much it I got for this. Anyway, I hope everybody had a great weekend.